The secret of a good sausage is top quality ingredients. We should know because we've been making them for 478 years. No one will ever be a vegetarian in my family as long as I have anything to do with it. And there's a lovely picture of me. See how good looking I was in those days with all that long hair and the flares. That was, that's about 1980s. My name is Richard John Balson. I'm the current owner of R.J. Balson & Son, Britain's oldest family business. I am the 28th generation of the Balsons in the butchery trade. We've been in business for almost 500 years, trading in our butchery craft. I've always wanted to be a butcher. It was in my blood, I think. When you're born and bred into the family and you've known it all your life, it's just a privilege to carry on. When we started selling sausages and bacon in 1535, it was a completely different world. King Henry VIII was on the throne just a year before his wife Anne Boleyn lost her head. So 1535 was a busy year for the Balsons, opening in Bridport as well. John Balson, he was the founder member of R.J. Balson & Son, and in those days all the butchers and tradesmen would congregate in the old market shambles, as it was known, and they would all sell their wares underneath the town hall, rather like the farmers' markets of today. In those days, of course, people would have bought much bigger joints of meat, and that joint of meat would have lasted the whole week, because that's the days before any refrigeration came into the homes. They preserved it by salting it or smoking it. Henry VIII, yes, he probably had some of our good old English roast beef. In 1880, when we moved into our present shop, is very similar to what it is today, really. The main difference being there's glass in the window now. In those days, it was an open-fronted shop, and they would hang the meat up all round in the shop, and with the front of the shop being north-facing, everything was kept cool.
I'd like to order a nice piece of beef.
Do that with pleasure for you. All the houses in those days, they never had fridges. They had larder built on a north-facing wall, which was the coolest spot and the best for keeping their produce in. My father, when he started working the shop in about 1933-4, his first job was that he was sent out into the field to catch the horse, so that the horse could be brought in so they could start the day's deliveries with the horse and cart. How times have changed. My first job was to pump the tyres up on the bicycle so that the bicycle could do the deliveries in the morning. It's a great honour to be involved with a business of this age, and I'm like a custodian and a keeper, and I'm holding it until the next generation is willing to take over. My son is interested in doing that, and he has a son as well, so we're hoping in 22 years' time to get to our 500th year when we can throw a big party.